All right, guys, let's talk about barrels. What we got here is a Bad Motivator barrel. This is barrel number 175. I don't know if you guys watched the video about a month ago about the tragic passing of Ben Quady from Bad Motivator barrels. And I was going to do a review on the barrels then, but I found it not fitting. Obviously, his passing was a sadness in the community, but now it has changed, and we're still paying homage to Ben because Ben is an amazing person. I didn't get to meet him personally, got to email him a couple of times and talk to him a little bit. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're paying homage to him because Bad Motivator is back online. And they are Bad Mo Legacy barrels now. And so they're taking what Ben started and they're going with it. And it's some amazing products. Now, you're probably asking, why do you care? You're the whiskey guy. Why do you care about barrels? Well, wood is one of the most, probably the number one most influential thing in a whiskey or in a rum or in a whatever you're trying, whatever you're trying to age. The wood other than the materials you put in it and your distillation practice, the wood is the second biggest or first biggest component of that. Okay, so now you're thinking, well, why do you have that barrel? Like, distilling's illegal in America. You're right, it is. But I was gifted some new make spirit from a local distillery around here. And I said, hey, that's cool. I didn't do the hard part, what they call the hard part. And I love tinkering with stuff, new stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna put it in a barrel. Well, they make those novelty barrels, right? They're little, quart barrels. I tried that. It was crap. It lasted, 3 months, and the wood had exonerated all the liquid in there. Not good. So then, I'm like, okay. Then I heard about Bad Mo. About 2 years ago, maybe a little more, heard about Bad Mo. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into that. I think, and they're not the cheapest things you can find, and especially if you're doing this, as a little pet project or something like that. It's not like you're gonna have 20 of them sitting around, right? So what I got here is, it is a bourbon that was distilled elsewhere and was then gifted me. I think these pots are a little under 2 gallons. So it's a pretty good amount of whiskey you can get in there. And I don't know if you can see, it has a little pour spout on it and a bung. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to do this without making a huge mess. The whiskey, now it's considered whiskey, not new make. The whiskey that's in there is a little over a year old. So we're gonna pull a sample off. Maybe, there we go. Just a little bit. It is afternoon, it's not, so this is the first alcohol that I've had today. So already at a year old, you can already see the color is coming through very well. Excuse me, I'm still sick. If you guys have been following me for a second, I don't know, I got the bubonic plague or something, because I'm still sick, I'm still coughing. I don't feel bad, but you got that cough that just lasts forever. anyway, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the barrel. So the barrel, these barrels, they are mainly stainless steel. Why does that matter? Well, stainless steel does not contribute or take away from the spirit inside. So, in saying that, the only thing that's getting access is the wood on the front. And this barrel, this particular barrel that I have, is a 4-year-old Kentucky oak, Kentucky white oak. 4-year-old. It's been air dried for 4 years. So it's a premium oak, right? It's oak that they use to make staves out of for barrels, for huge 53-gallon barrels. Same exact wood that the big distilleries are getting, just in a smaller, more compact area. So what does that mean for you? Do you like beer? Do you like wine? I don't know, maybe you do. You go to the distilleries and they'll send you a small sample. I know Andalusia does this. I've seen Buffalo Trace does this. They'll send you or sell you a small bottle of their White Dog, their moonshine, their new make, whatever you want to call it. Why couldn't you take that and put it in this barrel and age it? Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, that's typically what we've done here. So this is a bourbon. Sorry, I thought somebody was trying to come in the shed. This is a bourbon that's been aging for over a year now. So it is the middle of summer. So with that wood, it expands into the alcohol expands into the wood during the summer. So it gets super tannic. It gets all those, spiciness. So this is a 68% corn, I think. It's been a minute. 68% corn, 20-something% rye, and then the rest is barley. Whatever. So on the nose, I get that oakiness, but it's not. But it's like piney. It's like a little sappy, maybe. Excuse me. I'm very sorry. This is raw, unedited. We're just going with it. It's piney. But not in a bad way. It's not pine sol. It's just a little. How do I say? Cut grass, stuff like that. There's some vanillins coming through, which is really nice. Let's get it. The flavor. You got caramel, vanilla, that spice that I was talking about comes through all the way through, and then it leaves you with a slightly short finish, but then the finish is there, and this is at 60% alcohol, so it's higher proof, obviously. It gives you a nice caramel corn type sweetness, which is pretty good. And for a year old, you have to think about that. Most bourbons or whatever out there are a minimum 2 years old to be considered straight bourbon. So I'm really impressed with this. And I want to leave it in there for another year, maybe 2, who knows. Oh yeah, the flavors are really developing. I have some of the new make that when I got it from the distillery, I saved some of the new make so that I can do a compare and contrast. I love doing stuff like that. I know it's nerdy, but I love doing it. So yeah, if you guys are into beer, wine, mead, cider, any of that stuff, get one of these barrels and age it for a little bit. Do a barrel aged cider, dude. That'd be freaking amazing, right? I'm not going to tell you what to do, so you can put whatever you want in there. I had a buddy who he made his homemade beer, and it was a stout, and he put a stout in there. Dude, that's going to be pretty amazing because you're going to get all that vanillins and stuff. Now with beer and wine, obviously they're a lower proof, so they take a little longer to extract some of the wood esters out of it. And so when you get the barrel, they come in a little baggie, and they have 2 bungs with them. This one is $8.73. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And when you get them, they come like that, and they're just amazing, dude. And what it is they're getting different oak now. Now they've got some Missouri oak, they've got some Oregon oak because they're based out of Oregon. They've got some Oregon oak going out there, and now, or they've started doing used bourbon barrel as well. So they'll get a bourbon barrel from Kentucky, break it down, and use those pieces there. So if you have not heard of Bad Motivator barrels, you have now. And if this is something you're interested in, look up Bad Mo barrels, Bad Mo Legacy barrels, or I'll get the full name on it. I'll leave a description for it down below. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's kind of a no-brainer if you're in the craftiness anyway. So until next time, keep your spirits up. Peace out.